Alright, welcome back folks to more Disco Elysium. Last time we played, there was a lot of stuff going on. The whole story got told, basically. Now we know that, well, we assume, because everyone's lying to us, basically. Now we know that the guy who got hanged, it's a lot more complicated than we thought. And now we gotta hunt for Ruby.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He might be wearing a disguise.
Cool shades, are you wearing a disguise?
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
Okay. See you around. Well, I think we did all of these, right?
Yes? What is it?
Alright, so guess we're gonna go check out the southern coast. Oh.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours?
Yeah. Yeah, and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
What do you mean?
Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash?
Well, the bullet didn't have to come from the roof. It could have come from anywhere on the coast. The bullet was jacketed. They don't lie around everywhere, do they? The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit the odd soul prints in the crime scene. Yeah, I mean, all of these are pretty good. So far, no one's mentioned hearing the shot. Yeah, that's true.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you.
Huh. That is weird.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
Well, it was jacketed.
Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue.
And the footprints.
No, they didn't.
Huh.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that. Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me?
Volition does not like Classy.
Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
Yes, she did. Listen to Volition. What do you mean? We can go inspect Classy's buoy. Determine where the shot came from. Go harass her again. Nah, I don't know, guys. This seems wrong. She lied to us, yeah. I mean, who didn't lie to us, though? I keep walking. compromised your authority. If only we had a gun, that's true. What happened to our gun anyways?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Chat didn't lie to you. That's to be determined. Maybe I didn't pass the checks. We made it to a new area. All right, we're a few bucks away from getting a room tonight. Oh, glasses. +1 to empathy. -1 to logic. Oh, really? Gonna need more magnesium. Where are we right now? There's other checks we can go check out. Broken down car here. Banged up fuel canister. Don't know if that's going to be useful at all.
The banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Is it ours?
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
Oh no, it has to be ours.
A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
What's the make of this MC? Can you see a logo?
The logo is too deep in murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
How long has it been there?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket. A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Alright, let's sit and wait.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Let's whistle a tune.
Spit flies from your mouth to your moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
Raining heavily here, Chief. Mind keeping it down a bit?
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Haha, very funny, so I can't whistle. Keep blowing. I'd like to see you try in this bloody wind. What do we do? Can't believe we failed that. Keep blowing?
That's right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
Oh, Kim's just being...
He's gloating at you. Oh, it's so easy for Mr. Teacher. With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything. Okay, that's way better than what you did.
Yeah.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed.
It wasn't a morale hit. In fact, it was a bonus.
Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
So, was your dad also, you know, point to your eyes? What? Need glasses? The tide sure is taking its sweet time. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? Let's ask him.
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
If you had to side with whether with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? You think I'll ever find my gun? Man, this is taking a long time. One is relevant. Yeah, one is relevant.
God, I hope so.
I've been thinking, if I put enough time into eating right and exercising, I could turn myself into a living weapon. Then I wouldn't need a gun. I don't think I'm ever gonna find my gun. The world is so big and my gun is so small.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
You make out the mark now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Coupri, Model 40.
Yes. Why haven't you?
Yeah, why?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people. You know, those kinds of people.
Is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Oh no, it's our car.
Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Oh god, no. 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one. 41, huh? This street racer is quite the ladies' man. This must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Scoff. Stupid factory. I guess, I hate guessing. District something, a precinct, something municipal. Rub your temples, you're getting a horrible headache. Oh god, no.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Oh my god, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea. No, no.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
Jumped over the canal? Maybe I was in pursuit of someone. How do we get it out? I can still fix it. They're not gonna take me back after this, are they? The badge, the gun, now this? Three is max cope to it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
I don't have that kind of money. I couldn't even pay a hostel bill. People are gonna be angry at me, aren't they? In Precinct 41? This is a disaster!
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
Oh, we messed up bad. It was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Kim?
Probably. Try definitely.
Oh, well, electrochemistry, you're not helping anyone. How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just gonna be like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
They're not gonna take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
Oh, okay.
People, yes, but not you.
Half-Light. The badge, the gun, now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a 4th thing you've lost.
Oh, no!
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever.
Oh,
Deepest
boy.
seas.
Well, at least I can see what's in there now. Oh, maybe our badge is in there.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
And the traffic hooligan. It was me! Oh, it's our badge! We got our badge! We did it, boys! It's us!
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
On my badge!
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge. Good choice. A newer photo would look different. 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
He's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. Although there's already a hint of that pain, certainly. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. Wake up the past and tell it to stay away. The bad times are here to stay.
Guys, calm down now.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Harrier Dubois.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
What kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
A name like armor.
I will accept it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
It's not me. We've played Persona. We can't say that.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
No, we're both lieutenants then. And W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
I thought my rank was drunk. What's a decomptage?
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Well, thanks. That gives me hope. I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse.
Good. Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens' militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings. Kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
So you've been putting up with all my because I'm your superior? You've been putting up with me because of we're of the same rank? With satellite officers? Thanks for explaining all of this. 2, 2, 1. Go with 1.
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
Makes sense. 2.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Oh, look at Kim. He's so nice.
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
What a bro, yeah.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Ticker cereal.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Date of issue.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
I remember that time!
The tie around your neck feels tight suddenly.
That was a good time! We had a good work-drink balance going! What happened, man? Pump it up!
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is... it's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. he knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
All right, well, and then we can call the office. Tell them, hey, we got our badge. Commander's jacket. Ooh. Do it. Oh, look at that. We're almost professional now. That was in your car? Yep. Put on the cone hat. Goes so. Super logical for a cop to wear this. Insensitive bachelor party vibes. Now that I know who I am. Let's go talk to,
Everything's still cool here, officer.
persuade him for money. Or underprivileged grandma.
No need to dress this one up. Just
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
I just wanted an extra buck. We got other checks we can do. First, let's call the, yeah, but we get a buck every time we
Inside,
fail it.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over.
I'm happy to report I have found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer.
No electrochemistry. That's enough.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
All right. So, let's go, check the buoy. Actually, let's check the map. Sleeping dock worker, horseback monument we could check. Mirror, map wall. I don't know where that is. Why do you not believe in our bro? You're thinking electrochemistry is our bro? Our bro?
Hello again. How can I help you?
Do you have any recordings of the Col de Mama d'Aqua?
The Col de Mamadaqua? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds for that matter.
Well, I would have guessed you know what the Col de Mama d'Aqua is.
That's fair. It's been a long time since my Col de Mamadaqua hunting days. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead.
That's so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Mamadaqua. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
Did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Mamadaqua.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
Do we really have time for this?
Spin that bird song. Yes, it's absolutely necessary for my research. No, it's okay. I just wanted to hear the Col de Mama d'Aqua outside the whirling, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Let's talk about something else. To assume command.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult.
Uh-oh.
There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside of your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls.
And skewers, but shh.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
Yeah, we're having ASMR. Missing gun.
Sure thing.
Have people from the Everard Declare Union come here to track that gun?
Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying, even when they're really being truthful.
Sure, man.
I have something to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
Another time, perhaps.
Alright. So, got our badge. That's good. What else could we do with the badge? Talk to the hosers, the whirling. We could, but for what purpose? They told us everything we needed to know. We talked to the capitalist lady. Capitalist lady. Footprints from the snow. Either the walker was very confused or drunk out of his mind. Oh, the Wild Pines rep. Oh, sure. Yeah, we could go see her.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with?
Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
What's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
I was asked to get your signature. Oh, yeah. Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it? It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check? You would put me in an early grave.
Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? Good question. So where are all the men now? One or two.
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Wait, why? Well, if they're thick-headed...
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where? Gone, coward. I would never leave anyone. He disappeared. It sounds like a missing persons case. Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh. Say no more. That's bad. What happened?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Yeah, death is nothing. On death. Should have thrown yourself into the waves after him. Time is really the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? It's healthy to let go and move on. You gotta keep those wheels spinning. Probably 1, 3, or 4.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Electrochemistry?
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
That suggestion. Don't know a good spot yet. Explore the coast. Looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for some suspect that might have stayed in this neighborhood. I'm looking for missing cryptology. Oh,
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently. Over the past few days, she might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Zoologists?
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
They're looking for animals who are hard to find.
Aha! Like snowmen.
No, man. I haven't heard of those.
2 old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Where did they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
About it.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
You guys want the 6? I don't know.
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman. I want to be close to you, and there's but one way to intimacy. Since the dawn of mankind, Al Ghul has watched over the reprocreation of our species. Lay with me. Let's celebrate the gull. Alcohol makes closeness possible. Let's connect. 3?
Now, there's a whole shipment of big words. May mankind be plentiful, I guess. Can I get back to my nets now?
She doesn't even understand. You asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later.
I was asked to get your signature.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Robert's planning to turn some of the village into a youth center.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that
What?
Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
Well, here's my pen. On second thought, don't sign the papers.
He has a pen and everything. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, see ya. We almost have money to sleep. Ooh, boots. Big boots. Plus 1 in perception. Stealing from a widow. Man, I'm stealing from everyone.
I'll just keep the Corda Leche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near
Oh,
the pier.
it's Joyce.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way.
Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty. Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
You've been spying on us.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Corda Leche red. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
How do you like it here?
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
No, that's a statue.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, Madame, the RCM is on the scene.
You're in no danger. The working class has no idea what's happening to them. Try not to be scared. This is just how real city looks. This place is doomed either way. You're right to be scared. This is all your fault.
That they don't. Have I told you how they discovered this place?
This island?
No, they're in Celindian, Isla.
No, you haven't told me.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Oblivion? That's so me. 45% is around where I operate. Things are getting better, though. Say nothing.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me something else then.
Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture?
Found my badge.
By love, you did.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This was your plan all along.
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
How bad can the info she has be?
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance.
Right, good enough. So, we should probably do the lorry thing. Close to. Hello, old lady.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
You can't see. How did you know I was here? I'll lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
Don't worry.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
We're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang. What he said, we're cops. We're not here for trouble. We take care of trouble. We'll go with one. An old lady. We're not gonna scare. God damn it, chat. God damn it.
No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were quite helpful, actually. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
What kind of an ill omen are we talking about? Wait, I've been here before?
No, Not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I am an ill omen, all right. If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me about that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Looking for a red-haired woman called Ruby.
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
But do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She knows.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This is like the man who locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out.
No, it's not like that, man. With him we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
God. I know you know something. This is important. I see. You know something, but you decided not to tell us. Okay, we'll be back later if we find anything suspicious.
I'm not going anywhere. Perhaps there's something else the village can do for you, huh? Though we don't have much here. Just garbage and a skiff or two.
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
There's this guy, Gart, who makes me give him money every night so I just don't die out here in the cold.
That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. They might not look like much, but they are ours.
Why isn't anyone using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
So, got yourself a tenant? I don't want a free room, it's not proper. I'll let chat decide. Seems like chat wants us to live with the old lady.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Was it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
What else is down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Anything of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed.
That's it?
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
All right.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement and look for any signs of Ruby. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click.
Like, I ain't sleeping here.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in there?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
I don't want to stick my hand in there. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
Bullet?
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops.
Shit!
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Try it again.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Let's try it again.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex.
Magic jacket. Hey lady, I found a bullet.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
Rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
We got her. We got her, boys. Said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Must have been the Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
Room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else in there?
No.
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left a bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
She's got a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
An exit plan.
Exit from what?
The world. Her life. This. Society. The society.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter. Like you sometimes get, son.
Son?
She really believes that.
I heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. Ever witnessed that kind of behavior?
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do. I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
Heavy boots?
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Man, I was really hoping she'd be hiding in the village. Are you sure she didn't go somewhere more pleasant and less wet? Further up the coast we go, then. This place is huge. She's a needle in a haystack.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
No, you can do it. You still have plenty of juice in you before you drop.
True.
Behind the cinder block houses, old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind calls.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her. She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Oh, here we go.
Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Still have some hope?
Homosexual underground.
Homosexual underground?
Maybe you should stop obsessing about your own and other people's sexuality. Feels like it's about time to do that. You thought about this for 8 hours? Not only should you stop, you should tell Kim you've stopped obsessing about other people's sexuality too. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Unless you already got him killed because you were obsessing about your sexuality. There's no way of telling from within your brain. But for your own sake, please say you didn't.
Get him killed? We can lose our Kim? This is actually pretty good though, -1 to physique checks. But, jeez. Now what? We're full up. Let's talk to Kim, tell him we're not obsessed about sexuality anymore.
Yes?
I have big news, Kim. Tell Kim how you no longer obsess over your sexuality.
Okay.
I've managed to stop obsessing about my sexuality.
Great. Imagine all the time you'll have for work now. Matter of fact, we should get back to it right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
One thing though.
What?
Are you part of the homosexual underground? Ooh, should we ask? Should we ask? But then again, I thought we stopped obsessing about sexuality.
You didn't stop at all, did you? You are just obsessing about other people's sexuality now.
But yeah, but
am I? I'll spare you another 20-hour mind project. Yes, I am. Now let's get back to work.
That's the truth.
all right. Well, that's that then. I guess we can get rid of that. I guess. Because it doesn't do anything. Stops us from obsessing over sexuality. Forgetting it would cost us a point. We can always put points in other things. Yeah, we'll keep it like that for now. What are the other thoughts? Oh, we got a ton of them. We've got some kind of superstar. Indirect modes of taxation. We got that from the brain guy. The light guy. The Jamrock Shuffle. Called the Mamadakwa. Wasteland of Reality. Last one. Oh yeah, there's that guy. No, but that's where we got Homosexual Underground. Homosexual Underground unlocks dialogue with the smoker mainly. Okay. We can go see him. Oh, we should probably go see him now because Well, we gotta find Ruby though. Ooh. And we need to buy some, whatever this is. Speed. Oh boy. Oh, bench.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Oh. I was not impressed. Alright, well let's head back. Oh, some pants. Isn't there an area where I could sell stuff that wasn't the pawn shop? This went to what? Kingdom of Conscience. Only sell stuff at the pawn shop. The chair. Postcard. Whole city. A bow. Let's do the drama. Cool. I would replace our necktie. Buy necktie. There's tracks here.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it.
Don't you mean the scene of the crime?
Not as such. I'm talking about what came after the party scene.
Yeah, sure looks like a lot of folks partied here.
Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Like we had a couple of party goers here.
Looks like it.
Like they had a great time laughing here.
Let's keep moving, detective.
No. Okay. It was probably us. It's always us. We are the worst. Is the true part of chat. Hey, you might be right.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
We want empathy. Empathy, empathy. I think we got empathy clothes. Alright.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just The jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames.
Maybe the full-on.
Try it again.
Now it's turning into a kind of a...
Ease into it.
Come on!
Too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Come on, hey Tommy, spill the beans.
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. This jam ain't helping either.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn.
God damn it. The yellow roses in the window, those aren't the flowers. Huh.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Alright.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
No. Want this.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. I hope
Three health is pretty good. Wait. Oh well. You could take some drugs. Yeah. How many drugs do we have? Don't really have drugs. That's a shame.
Right to work!
Yeah, there's no one else we can talk to for the lorries, though. There's this guy, but he doesn't say anything.
Hello, compatriot. Drugs? They're shit. You know where that shit... They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage.
Oh, we can use our critical race thing.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
Our responsibility to take the poison off the streets, right?
Look, I'm gonna be straight with you since you're my kin. I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're a cop. I'm not an idiot.
Why are you still hanging around for?
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Oh, we're getting more answers now.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Hmm.
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man.
So who's running the drugs?
Isn't it obvious? fucking Sealing, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
You sure it's him and not the lady driver?
Sure, I'm sure. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
No, it's Ruby running this ring, like Titus alluded to. But play along for now. Find out what everyone knows first. Sealing is your next lead.
Guess so.
Well, now we got a bit more information here. Go see Sealing. Heard you're into drugs.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs. Actually, I don't like drugs. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she in this traffic jam. We're super into drugs.
Very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale, or at my home, or on my person.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Oh, hey there, Za. How you doing? Here for some Disco Elysium? Hello, Brolix.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
He's a hater. Hey there, Freeport and Anderson. Everyone's showing up. Or spamming this thing, hello.
So you admit
And
you're a
Naffle.
lorry driver?
Hello. Hello.
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Stop squirming. So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Hey there, Yashabe and Boorm. How you doing? You were here. You were both here a long time ago, though. What do you know about the drug operation? Or my sources tell me you're the guy transporting drugs. Let's put some pressure on him.
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that? Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd! You know, the drug crowd?
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
What are you afraid of there, Ceiling?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on. Or, buddy, Ceiling, help us out. No one will know it was you. doesn't want to get into the mess. Yeah, this is more buddy route.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
There you go. A witness with corroborating evidence. It's Ruby.
Would her name be Ruby by any chance?
I don't know. I told you. I don't know her name.
Who are the other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now?
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Okay, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You
Give me
can walk away from here with funky sunglasses.
Give me some money.
Both of you.
Start
Oh, we
with
got
a
it.
compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Want to support the member of a local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. Invest into me not telling your employer about your operation here. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations with the RCMP. It's an investment in your customer base. You gotta prime the pump, man. One.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here?
5, 10, 1 million. 1 million's never gonna work. 10, 10, 5.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
All right, we got 10 bucks for being us. Now buy his stuff. Oh, cool. Did he just bribe you? No, it's an investment. Did you hear?
The speakers below. You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth. A pair of Faun Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole. Dedicated, victorious, sporty. These Faun sneakers are a must-have for a track and field legend.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest Faun sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool.
I want to be super cool.
That's madness. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Faun Ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, "Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara." The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers. I'll pet them.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool Faun Ultras instead.
Can't afford the ultras.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces. This jacket is the apex of human evolution. The moment at which man became weatherproof. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Yeah, I gotta go. There's only so much we can do, and we didn't buy the sneakers, so... Also, let's get our commander's jacket back on. There's another box? Not too bad.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
What do you know about
What's
this
up?
lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
This guy knows Ruby, no doubt. Just play dumb for now. Get everything out of him you can.
What do you mean? Do you why? You know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do? Who's this person?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too.
Who is
Now I
she to
see
you?
why. A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
She looked
A
like
youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again. Maybe she dyed it red. Titus said Ruby's hair is red.
Oh, should we go 5 or go 1?
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part. Not trickery. It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Believe us, it really is. You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, it's just a few questions. Come on, man, life's not a joke. Life is just a joke. I was told everyone's afraid of her, you're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Oh no.
Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son. It's right here. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it.
Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it. She's a suspect and I need you to tell me where she is or I can't finish the investigation. Fine, I'll drop the matter for now. But it's Tommy, our buddy. Are we gonna break him? We could go like try through feelings, you know? $333, okay.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Oh, for now. Go bully the race man, okay.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss?
Where's the lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealing didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another honest lorryman's job. You know, I don't think you're as down with our fight as you'd like me to believe, brother. Why is the saffron man still there? Talk to him. I don't know anything.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? You? So who does? The lady driver? Actually, we do. Just tell me where the god lady driver is. 3333.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Cross your mind, cross your arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Oh boy.
Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it.
No, let's go. Half
Would
light.
be easy to break him. Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna for the rest of my life, you understand? I've been to your lorry. I know where it is. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me? What's your name? I'm gonna go on the police radio saying this guy told Madre to off.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone.
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Alright, I guess we won't be friends with him either. It's almost 9 o'clock, so we better get going. We can do the statue, though.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he blow through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Wait, there's no way that's true.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple.
So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
That's a lot of this is a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
What is nose candy?
Cocaine.
Oh.
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
That's brilliant, so funny and nihilistic. That's such a bad idea. I Really don't get art.
Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be controversial in a neighborhood mostly populated by the left-leaning working class. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
There it is. The green lorry.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Through the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers.
Try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
We're gonna get this opened.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Okay. Well, it's pry bar time.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporain, is with a firm grip you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin.
Smash it.
The window shatters and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
We're pretty good on physical instrument though. We got 5. Oh, when we got it straight on. Wow.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Why are the posters?
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably granate number 5.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, this actress really does look a lot like Claudia. She may have been right about this ruby after
Oh.
all. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
What else is here?
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Check the pedals?
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
That's why the soul.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
That's right. Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right side boot.
Yes.
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One of the soles was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
So Ruby is really running a complex operation out of her lorry.
At least we can now ask Titus some concrete questions about it.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console and a faint smell of perfume is in the air. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Open
This
the map.
large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mess of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where does the road lead?
To Couronne, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Alright, let's check out the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol. The great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What is that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Ahura Mazda, it's a dark parody.
Who do you think is behind all of this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
We'll pull out the toolbox.
The metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Petit Ferique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
The note?
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Oh? What's up there, Kim? Kimball?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
What do you think of all of this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it's Ruby's cabin we found. This is an undeniable connection to the Union.
Lassie may have been right about Ruby. She looks awfully a lot like the poster girl in the cabin.
Perhaps you're right. This is one connection I find a little dubious, to be honest. I prefer not to profile people's emotions. Perhaps it's because I'm not very good at it, but still.
Actually, he's not bad at it at all.
The Union really is neck deep with everything around here, isn't it?
One way or another, they seem to be. Logistically, if nothing else. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
Okay. Well, let's go see, what's her face? The officer got a minute? Oh?
I, saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
The racist told us where her cabin is. We just searched it. No trouble, she's gonna be fine. There's gonna be an investigation. Sorry, man, I can't disclose the facts of an official investigation to you. Were we gonna lie to our buddy Tommy? Everyone lies to us, return the favor. Well, I mean, 2 is the most,
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind.
He chooses to believe what's best for her.
Alright.
Yeah, you too.
Sorry, Tommy. It's better that you don't know. I'm doing what's best for you. Tommy's Bobby now. No, he isn't. He's not even close to being Bobby. Bobby was a national hero. Alright, lady. I got your info right here.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Spoke with the lorry.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Where exactly are those eyes?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Oh boy, it's time for info. Juicy, juicy info.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
How is the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me.
Crenell.
To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
We heard that name before.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been
We
able
know
to
that's not
discuss
true.
this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It will be all of them. The decision is already made.
Boy, oh boy, is that not good? You've made a mess here. I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
Half-Life? No! What are you doing? A pretty bleak scenario you're describing. Wash it nice and clean? You guys are maniacs. This is the true colors of chat. I can't believe it. I'm appalled. Shocked.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
How much do we have? How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
What can you tell me about Krenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
Like if there's a Twitch integration tool called Disco Elysium Companion that integrates voting into the game and into the screen. Oh, really? That's pretty neat. It's very neat. Is that like a mod?
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
That the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
They say.
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
I know the woman you're talking about. We have it under control. Don't mention it. And who was this woman? I'm thinking too. We can't really trust her.
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body, and Glacier also mentioned it, I believe. What else? Nationality? Accent?
What did you do, Kim?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're likely to be armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
You should show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
Half-Light, no! We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are these mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
You have your gun? Nope.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better.
Alright, that's about it.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
What do you know about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this. Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
That's all. Thanks for your
Is there
help.
anything else I can help you with?
Bye-bye. Alright, so I think we'll actually call it there for tonight. We did pretty good progress overall. We got our badge. And found our car. And we solved the lorry thing. And we're looking for Ruby when we got a new house. Looking pretty good. So on that, hope you guys enjoyed it. Special thanks once again to Yashabe for supporting the channel. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.